Here with Ben from Perth.
Yep.
And Ben just hit me up on Facey, grabbed some pedals off me. And also, Ben is a type 1 diabetic. So I thought it'd be great impromptu. We're just in an alleyway here, back alley Sally, durianrider style, and hear Ben's experiences. So how old are you now, Ben?
23.
23, and you've been a type 1 diabetic since age 6, was it?
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, fantastic. So what type 1 diabetes, what does that mean for those who don't know?
It's pretty much where the beta cells in your pancreas stop working and you don't produce insulin anymore. So you have to either inject it or...
You die.
Yeah, or you die pretty much.
What would happen if you just let's say you're in the desert, you're in a plane crash and you survive, but there's no insulin? What would happen?
Well, your blood glucose would pretty much just keep going up and up and up, and you would end up in a ketoacidosis. And I guess from that,
into a coma or something?
Go into a coma, or your organs would slowly start to shut down. So.
And hypothetically, what if you're fast? Let's say there was water on the crashed airplane. If you just had water, what do you reckon would happen? Or maybe be okay for a little bit?
Yeah, okay for a little bit, but it's not going to stop the blood glucose from going up.
True.
So.
Yeah, so you need insulin. So type 2 diabetes, once it's curable. Type 1 is not curable, but you can manage it a lot better.
And if you have sort of bad nutrition, you can turn type 1 into type 2, which is a very dangerous state.
You can turn type 1 into type 2?
Like becoming insulin resistant as a type 1. So,
jeez.
Yeah, that's
so
in a very good place to be.
If you want to, let's say you had to do that for an experiment, you're in a lab, how would you do that? What would you do?
Pretty much just eat fatty foods.
Yeah, as much fat as possible.
The standard Western diet is a good example of that.
Yeah.
It's moderate fat, but that's still enough to cause insulin resistance. So.
And so insulin resistance, for people who don't know, what is that?
Pretty much where the glucose becomes resistant to the insulin, so it can't get into the cell.
So your blood sugar goes up.
Yeah, and then you end up putting more and more and more insulin in.
Yeah.
And that's when sort of weight gain occurs.
Because insulin's anabolic.
Yeah.
What's your weight when you started shooting up insulin when you were 6? Did your weight change, or did anything happen?
Yeah, I got to my heaviest in year 8 of high school. I was about 155 kilos.
105. Yeah, wow.
And that was sort of maybe 15 years old, give or take.
How tall are you? 186.
Yeah, same height I am now, and that was like the peak of my weight, and it was sort of like, oh shit, what have I done?
Year 8.
Yeah.
105 kilos. Wow. What are you now, about?
83.
Yeah, wow. Lean 83.
Yeah.
And so, wow. And so, a lot of people out there who are type 1 watching this video, maybe do you know Robbie Barbaro? A guy, maybe you've seen some of my videos.
Heard of his name.
He's a sugar fruit eater from LA. Robbie Barbaro. He's got a website, I think it's called Mastering Diabetes. He's on YouTube as well.
I've heard of Mastering Diabetes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Robbie's doing some good stuff. And so, what have you found? You discovered the vegan. How did you even get on this crazy path?
Yeah, it was by a podcast called Plant Proof Podcast. And
Simon, I think.
Drew Harrisberg. He did a video of why I keep keto, which is pretty much a high-fat, low-carbohydrate diet, and that pretty much opened my eyes up to eating plant-based.
Yeah. Or
the vegan, if that's what you want to call it. And pretty much overnight I switched, and within 3 days my insulin sensitivity went from 1 to 12.
From 1 to 12?
And then pretty much within 3 days I was having hypos, so I kept adjusting my insulin to carb ratio every day, and now at this point in time, about 4 months, maybe 5 months plant-based, it's 1 to 34.
1 to 34, so you're using less insulin.
And having probably 500 to 800 grams of carbohydrates a day.
Okay.
Before I was only having 150 to 200.
Wow. So 500 to 800 grams of carbs a day. How many units of insulin about with that? It's 1 by 34.
Geez, I'm not even sure.
I can't even think. I got cycling sprain today.
Maybe 10 units.
Yeah, wow.
That's rough.
And what did you used to have?
Probably 30, 40.
So you're like 25% of your medication.
Yeah, like I was just cramming insulin, just doing nothing. So.
Wow, that's going to be good for your longevity. And do you feel better? Like you have?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if you're using a lot of insulin, how does that make you feel? Like, do you feel worse?
One thing I've noticed is if I do, say, have a big bowl of oats or a big meal and then go out for a ride, so to speak, an hour later, I feel like absolute rubbish. But if I wait sort of 2 hours to 3 hours for that insulin to clear, it's just bang, bang, bang sort of thing. yeah, you've got energy for days.
So insulin sensitivity is where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. And what about does cycling help insulin resistance as well?
Oh, for sure.
Have you always been a cyclist, or?
I used to do triathlon, but I was
So you've been active.
Yeah.
You've been active type 1. And how did that help? How did diet excluded? How did that help?
Exercise is probably almost just as important, because I'd say last week I did maybe 8 hours exercise, which is nothing, and I've noticed the insulin resistance slowly coming back. So this week, if I've done maybe 15 to 20 hours, and I've become really insulin sensitive.
That's what I noticed with type 1s. Like cycling is really good for that.
Yeah, so exercise
plus low fat
in combination with a plant-based diet, it's a pot of gold.
Yeah. I should say, when we say plant-based for type 1, would be I mean, I would recommend low oil. What would you recommend? Is plant fat still an issue?
Yeah, I've noticed if you keep the fat low, you increase your insulin sensitivity even more. So, and if you combine, say, peanut butter and oats, you'll notice the effects. Whereas you might just have just oats, or oats and honey. So,
meaning if you have
eat your carbs with your carbs, eat your fats with your fats.
Yeah.
And that's where you sort of get the most benefit.
What's the amount of fat grams per day for you before you feel insulin resistant?
Macronutrients, I try to keep it 70% carbohydrates, and then maybe 15, and that might vary 5% either way.
Yeah.
But I do notice if my fats go over 40 to 50 grams, I notice.
Me too. Yeah. That's how you do, like 40 to 50 is like the,
Today is a perfect example. 47 grams of fat, and I've had a bit of insulin resistance.
You just tested your blood sugars before, That's just, it's amazing. And so imagine these people out there who are not doing any sport, eating all this fat.
Oh yeah.
And that's why I always ask keto people doing type 1 diabetes and to say how much insulin using is always high.
Yeah.
And they're having all these issues, and
so they'll have a basal insulin, which is dripping, or I guess every few hours you inject basal insulin.
Yeah.
And then they'd have, so that would be high, and then they'd have a high insulin requirement for when they eat, so they're just loading themselves up with insulin.
Weight gain, just bang.
Weight, hence why I was 105 kilos at that age.
Yeah, wow. And that's crazy. That's nuts. Because if you look at Robbie Barbaro, he's very, very, very skinny. He's very lean. He's like a marathon runner.
Yeah.
And so most type 1s, do you find most type 1s aren't super lean?
Yeah, majority of them, I'd say at least 20% body fat, if not higher.
Yeah, maybe when they get type 1 at the start, they're skinny, but then they weight gains.
What they eat, it's always the standard Western diet,
the
sort of
diabetes
healthy,
diet,
so to speak.
Yeah.
But the fat intake's always going to be well above 50, if not 100 grams. So and with majority of that coming from animal-based products.
And oils and stuff. So avocado, oils, peanut butter, nuts, they still trigger insulin resistance?
No matter where the oil is coming from, I've noticed.
Plant or animal.
If it's any fat, it's
blocking insulin receptor sites.
Blocks the insulin receptor sites.
Paralyzes insulin, creates high blood sugar, sustained high blood sugar, creates elevated insulin requirements.
Exactly.
Creates elevated body weights. Have you ever done like full on no overt fats for a bit? Have you done that?
Yeah, funny that. I've had probably 15 grams of fat, and maybe I had over 1,000 grams of carbohydrates, and I was flatlining between 4 and 6 for my blood glucose, and that was insane.
So for those who don't know, that's good. Yeah,
that's perfect.
That's perfect. 4 to 6. That's Australian units. Also, the American audience might not know what that means, but you can do your conversion. 4 to 6 in American units. I don't know off the top of my head.
Times it by 18 off memory.
Okay.
I'm not sure what that would be.
So okay, so 80 to 120 or something like that.
Yeah.
So 4 to 6, 1,000 grams of carbs.
Yeah. The fat was
15
grams.
So that's like almost pure sugar diet.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. That's fantastic. And so as a cyclist as well, how's your performance felt on lower fat, high carb?
Yeah, well, the first probably couple of weeks, huge improvements. And probably the last month it's started to settle down.
Yeah, it's a bit like having a lightweight bike. Like first time you get a nice bike, you're like, oh man, I'm just launching, man, I'm launching. Yeah. And then after about a month of riding, you're like, this is alright. Yeah. That first 2 weeks, it's like your full virginal experience. You're just like, oh my god. I noticed that as well when I did some no overt fats for a while. So like, wow, this is crazy. Anyway, you got Instagram if people can get in contact with you, or Facey, or what?
Yeah, Instagram's T1D. T1D Diabendic. So it's like,
we'll put it. Maybe you can comment down below, and we can pin it.
Yeah.
Very good. Got any questions for Ben? Type 1 diabetes. Stay healthy, stay lean, have more energy, feel better.
Eat plants.
Eat plants, high carb, low fat. End of the day, it's about feeling better as well. It doesn't matter if you're, 100 zillion kilos or half a gram. If you weigh like an ant, it doesn't matter. It's how you feel inside that counts above all, because that's what life's about, quality of life. Cheers, Ben. You speak good on camera. That was very good.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next road.
See you later.
Peace.